gently fades away. Let's return to the room. You know, we're really fortunate today. We have a wonderful lady here to share with us. She is a teacher, a mom, a wife, a friend, and a spiritual warrior. How about that? She is co-advisor to the New Thought Teens, and she is the founder of Spiritually Invincible Sisters. That's us. And on top of all that, she's married to Clark Sumner. Help me welcome Tanya Sumner.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I want to thank all of you for showing up today. I appreciate seeing each and every one of you. I have to tell you, I have deep gratitude for Reverend Celia asking me to speak today. It was at a time when I was going through a very challenging situation in my life. Can you imagine someone asking you to speak and you're feeling like crap? But that's how Spirit works. Initially, I thought my talk was going to be the power of living in the now. And as time kept unfolding, the talk just wasn't formulating for me. And so I have my very best friend to thank. She reminded me, well, have you prayed about it? And I'm a practitioner in training, and I love to pray, and people come to me a lot for prayer, and I'm very powerful. But I forget to pray for myself. And so she reminded me. And that morning, I went into a spiritual mind treatment, and within an hour, a new title surfaced. And the talk just flowed. What the message that I have was just coming forth. Now, granted, when I was trying to pull it together a couple weeks ago, I was telling my teenage daughter, and she wanted me to do something with her. I said, you know, it's going to have to wait because I'm really stressing out about this and this talk. And like teenagers do, she looks at me and shrugs her shoulders and said, just speak from the heart. Duh, you know, leave it to teenagers to keep it real, right? That's right. And that's probably why I enjoy working with them so much. So one thing I want to talk to you about pain is it's there. Let's stop denying it. It is there. It is there in different levels for each of us. We all experience it differently. And there was a point in my life a couple months ago, things were going great. I was co-leading a spiritual community. I was co-advising the teens. We're prospering. I was back into my practitioner studies. Everything was fabulous. And I'm one to always give thanks for that. Yet there was one day when I realized I was stagnant spiritually. I had all this going on, yet I felt like I flatlined spiritually. So I communicated with Spirit and I said, all right, I need a jump start. And I think we do occasionally. And this is the part of my story where I tell you, be careful what you ask for. Because Lord, did I get a jump start? The next thing I knew, I was in a situation that involved accusations, untruths, by not only friends, but involving my spiritual community. I mean, that's a double whammy. We already have life happening, but to have it happening within your spiritual community, try that on. So the first and foremost thing I realized, I reached out. And that's tough for a lot of us. That was very much out of my comfort zone. I reached out to my husband, who is also a practitioner. I reached out to my friends. I reached out to Reverend Celia and other ministers. And I reached out to my prayer partner. And you don't reach out for them to fix it, although it feels that way. Yeah, just you do this. I can't do this. You reach out to them because they're there to remind you who you truly are when you have trouble forgetting. And I really had trouble forgetting who I was. It was hard to lift my head up off that pillow every morning saying, what do I have to get up for? And so I'm in deep gratitude to my tribe. And that's the other thing. You reach out to those who are your tribe, who truly resonate with you. And it may not be part of your spiritual circle. Hopefully it is, but it's not always. And please don't let me forget, I reached out to my best friend who came all the way from Bakersfield, Miss Nita. We've been friends over 30 years, actually 35, but she doesn't like me to say that. But she actually guided me into these teachings, so I owe her a deep debt of gratitude. So it was these spiritual beings that it felt like for me, and I honor that it feels different for everyone. It felt like I was in an ocean with my hand just above the water. And when you reach out, they reach for your hand and pull you up. They don't fix anything. They support you, and they remind you who you are. So why do we get to experience pain? Well, there was a part of me that thought it was karma. I said, wow, you know what? I did do this thing when I was 8 years old, and it's coming back to bite me. And then there was a part of me that said, oh, you know what? Some spiritual teachings teach us that it's a lesson that went unlearned. I'm getting to learn this lesson again. And then there was a part of me that said, oh, there must be something I'm resisting. I must be resisting what is. And so as this event tended to unfold, I looked back at it and I thought all those things, and I thought, no, that's putting judgment on the pain. Why do we want to put judgment on pain? I'm not getting payback. I'm not relearning a lesson. It just is. Life happens. Life opens. So first and foremost, let's drop all judgments towards pain. And that's not easy to do. But let's drop the judgment. And like I said, there will always be pain showing up in one's life. But look at it as an opportunity to have a different relationship with pain. You don't have to suffer with pain. It can surprise you, but it doesn't have to overwhelm you. What I realized is pain was evidence of my spiritual highest evolution that was already in progress unfolding. Because remember, I asked God, I said, God, I'm flatlined. Give me something. And I didn't put any details into it, and God gave it to me. Yet I'm so grateful for it, because that's how we get to flex our spiritual muscles, right? So pain may not be convenient, and it probably won't be comfortable. And it's usually unexpected and unrecognizable. But let us awaken to the idea that we can welcome pain instead of being afraid of it. We welcome it. We're not usually taught that in spiritualities, but my experience with it is learning to welcome it. And that doesn't mean I'm shortchanging pain. I know it can be debilitating, and this was debilitating for me. What I'm saying is, because we can't control it, we can't make it comfortable, why don't we just surrender to it and release all judgment? And allow pain to strip away every judgment you have of it. When pain shows up, let it rob you of everything that no longer serves you anymore, because that's what it did. It robbed me of everything that was no longer serving me, serving my highest good. So what I want to say to you is acknowledge and embrace pain as it truly is. A transformer, a propeller on your spiritual journey. Because truthfully, when I stepped into my spiritual quest that I'm continuing day by day, I was looking for a pain-free life. I wasn't being real because pain will show up. So let us accept that pain will show up and that it's how we deal with it. And I am choosing to embrace it, seeing it as my growth and expansion. And the growing parts of my vibrational spiritual journey. So within your heart, with excitement, I don't know where pain is taking me. I don't know where it's guiding me. Yet it can only be for the next highest level of my spiritual journey. So as our spirituality, as our vibrational energy expands, it can only go up, right? It never goes down as it expands. Yet, like I said, pain can be debilitating. And there comes a point maybe for some of us where we say, okay, God, where are you now? Where are you, God, as I'm drowning in this pain, this spiritual pain? Or what did I do? And that is when you firmly, so boldly declare, it is all God. No matter what it looks like, it is all God. And even when behaviors of others comes across as ungodly, that is still God. Because it's a journey of faith, not of understanding, but of faith. And this led me back rooted into my faith. So if someone is speaking to you, well, let me back up. Let's have a clear understanding of what pain truly is, okay? Do you know why people are so angry these days, anytime? Because they're in pain. Do you know why so many are depressed? Because they don't know what to do with that pain. Do you know why so many are sad? Because they don't know how to deal with that pain. Those that are depressed may be trying to negotiate with pain, and there's no negotiation with pain. They're in denial, maybe. And if you happen to be on the receiving end of someone's pain, that's their unconscious relationship with pain. And by you acknowledging that they are in pain, that frees you from their pain and your pain. Now, that doesn't mean you go up to them and say, oh, I'm sorry you're in pain. But within, as they're verbally, what I call verbally vomiting on you, you just say, I'm sorry you're in so much pain. And I'm sorry you don't know what to do with it. And in that moment, you are immune to the pain. You have freed yourself and you have freed them. And those that continue to deny their pain, continue acting unconsciously, they're trying to avoid it because it makes them feel powerless. And when you're feeling powerless, all you can do is surrender. Yet when you surrender, you're led back to your faith. So people who don't understand this get intimidated by it, and they stay in a state of denial where people are competing, where people are judging, where people are accusing, and they become capable of acting very ungodly. But that's not ours to judge. That's ours to love. Love even that. And what I have learned from this lesson, because I do tend to go to that place where, why is this happening to me again? Why do I get to experience this again? And what I've learned is that energetically sensitive souls do get attacked by people because our types of souls are more willing to acknowledge the pain that they are not willing to acknowledge. So see it as a gift. Sometimes I say, okay, I've had enough gifts. I don't need any more. But it's how we look at it, how we accept it and not deny it. We move through it with grace and ease. Yes? Yes. So in your mind, you say, I'm so sorry, you're in so much pain. And see what happens. That minute when you're in that confrontation or something shows up that really, why am I getting this? You look at the person that delivered that to you, however they delivered it. And you just know, I'm so sorry you're in so much pain. And I'm sorry you don't know what to do with it. And I guarantee you will see things unfold differently. They will either stop in their tracks and or you become immune to it, so it doesn't matter. And when someone comes at you unconsciously, what they're telling you subconsciously is, I'm showing you the pain I want nothing to do with, because if I can put you into pain, it makes me feel further away from it. Think about that. Right? When people come at you and it's very ungodly behavior, really what they're saying is, I'm going to put you in pain so that I don't have to face my pain. And that's why us sensitive souls get to acknowledge the pain that is there and embrace it. So Jesus said in the Gospel of Thomas, if you bring forth what is within you, what you bring forth will save you. If you do not bring forth what is within you, what you do not bring forth will destroy you. And when I heard this gospel, I thought of pain, because so many of us do try to push it aside. But it's all part of our spiritual growth. It's our body's way of acknowledging that we are on our highest expansion. So when pain shows up, boldly declare, Lord, how powerful you are. And I use the word Lord as the light that each of us are. Show me how powerful you are. Yes, come on in. So there was a wisdom story that I want to share with you. There was an aging Hindu teacher that was growing tired of his apprentice complaining all the time. And he sent his apprentice to bring in a bag of salt. So the apprentice did. And he said, now take a handful and put it into this glass of water. So the apprentice did. He said, now take a sip from that cup. And he did, and the master said, how was it? How did it taste? He said, bitter. Salty, very bitter. So the master said, all right, take that same handful and take it to the lake nearby and drop it into the lake and take a drink. So the apprentice did. He took the same amount of salt, dropped it in the lake, and stirred it around. Then he took a sip from it. And the master said, how does it taste? He said, fresh. He said, did you taste the salt? He said, no. So then the master told him, the pain of life is pure salt. No more, no less. The amount of pain in life remains exactly the same. However, the amount of bitterness we taste depends on the container we put the pain in. So when you are in pain, the only thing to do is to enlarge your sense of things. Look at the bigger picture. Stop being a glass and become a lake. So right now, I want to invite you all to close your eyes. Take a deep breath and allow pain, every bit of it you may be experiencing, to take away all that no longer serves you. Take another deep breath, breathing in the love. And as you breathe out, send blessings to all. As we breathe in the pain, we welcome it. As we breathe out, we bless all. And repeat after me. Lord, I recognize this pain as divine perfection. the light of truth revealing itself within me. I welcome this pain as my recognition of your grace. Wake up within me and reveal yourself as I am. Show no mercy to me. Give all of your mercy to those who have forgotten your almighty truth. No watered down truth for me, thank you. I don't want less God. I want all of you right now. So that pain is no longer interrupting my celebration of divine truth. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. And so it is. Thank you. Thank you.